All right, Pat Montgomery,
Yes, Your Honor.
you ready?
Yes.
Who's your client? All right, Mr. Henry, if you'll come forward. And for those of you who are waiting for jury trial, we're going to talk about that scheduling. Court is calling 2023 CR 5595, State of Texas versus Lewis Henry. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Pat Montgomery for Lewis Henry.
Are you Mr. Henry?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications in this case?
There are none.
Right. Mr. Henry, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonish.
What is it?
We don't really do the habitual offender allegation. I'm sorry, Judge.
That's okay. Any objections to the waiver?
None, Your Honor.
Judge, we are proceeding under count 1 and waiving count 2. So a couple of changes there. Sorry.
All right. Any objections to those waivers?
None, Your Honor.
So for purposes of the record, the state is waiving count 2 and the enhancement paragraphs. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. Mr. Henry, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with prohibited substance in a correctional detention juvenile facility?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, off the record for a moment. So can everyone please make sure you're whispering? It's difficult to hear. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, he does.
Mr. Henry, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. The state will take in consideration NITMAG number 722901, County Court Cause number 713591. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None, Your Honor.
Then to count 1 in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
Without objection, Judge.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, we waive any pre-sentence investigation.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just asking the court to follow the deal. If the court's disinclined to do so, I can make some further arguments.
All right. Court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 3 years in the prison. Take in consideration NIMAC number 722901, County Court Cause number 713591. Give you credit for any time served. Would you like to be placed in considered for placement in the therapeutic community? Okay. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Henry, fentanyl is a very dangerous drug. So you need to make a decision on what you want to do with the rest of your life. Otherwise, only 2 options for you: prison, or you may end up being on the news, body found on the side of the street or something. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
Keith Hunt.
Let's get the facts straight. She loves a verbal ashtray. Never blowing smoke when she gets pissed. She's quick to castrate. Love her on a good day, love her on a bad day.